S to the second power plus 6S plus 8.
So, what do we do to a problem like this? Anybody that was here?
It's from Friday?
How do we factor it? Two numbers that multiply to equal what? Okay.
Two numbers that multiply to equal two numbers that multiply to equal 8.
Thank you. Two numbers that multiply to equal 8 and add to equal 6.
Oh, that's why I couldn't get that. I didn't remember that.
Oh, so it's always the last number that you, two numbers that, it's always the last number?
Yes. Factors of this, whose sum is this? That's in your notes. Factors of C, whose sum is B.
Yeah.
Factors of C, whose sum is B. So the factors of A that added to 6 are what? That's it, 2 and 4. 2 and 4. So this is S plus 2, S plus 4. Pull your homework out, we're going over assignment number 9. So where's it at? We can go over any questions you have from your homework.
After 8 hours.
Can we go over number 12?
Number 12, okay, what did you say?
I've learned how to do it, but I just want to make sure it
Okay.
gets around my head.
Okay, write it. Yeah, because somebody here don't know how to do it.
It says 40 minus 6b minus b2, b2 second power.
Say it again.
40 minus 6b
Minus
minus b2 second power.
You want to factor this? Did this directly say factor?
Yes.
Okay, what do you notice first? First of all, what's...
Put it in order.
You gotta put it in order. So how do you write it in order?
Negative b squared minus 6b plus 40.
Okay. Now, what can you do with this? Did you factor out a -1?
I did learn to do the example, yeah, but like also when I first did it, I didn't know what to do.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what
Okay, when you see by this being negative, you can pull out the -1. So that'll make all these change signs. Okay? So now we have a trinomial where our A is 1. So now we need to find factors of -40 that will add up to 6b. Add up to 6.
It's a -10 and -2.
You sure? You want a plus 6.
A +10, -4.
Positive 10, -4. So we still got this -1 on the outside. So that's going to be B plus 10, B minus 4. So you have to type all that in. -1 or that. Before we get started, let's do these practice problems right here. And that's find factors of C. So. with the first one?
I found the factors of that, is 4 times 3 is the factor of,
Did you put them in order first?
what do you mean?
Did you rewrite this as?
I have a y plus 4 and a y plus
No.
3.
Did you write it like this first?
No.
Do you have to make, question for that one, do you have to make the 4B? Like move that to?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Negative 4 is your D. You gotta rewrite it. So put them in order. Now, we need to find factors of negative 12 that will add up to negative 4. So what would that be? Anybody know?
-6 and +2.
Yeah. Minus 6 plus 2.
So we don't put the 1 in the front because it's not a negative.
When you multiply back, this will be minus 6y. Multiply this back, plus 2y. Negative 4y. Only time you have a variable on the last term is when the last term has a variable on it. Ah, okay. Now, what about this?
+7 and -2.
Factors of negative 14 that will add up to 5. So that's going to be t squared plus 7. T squared minus 2. 7 minus 2 is 5. 7 times a -2, negative 14.
Why is that T2 and it's T4? T to the 4.
T times T2 times
Oh, okay,
T2.
it was
Isn't
that
it?
first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What about this? Yeah, I just y'all know how? Okay, I've been hot all day. What is that? Any factors of 7 to add up to 6? What are the factors of 7?
7 and 1.
Okay, so does that add up to 2?
No.
Okay. This can't be fact. It's prime. I had to throw one in here, so you would know. Y'all got twisted on that one, didn't you? You was like,
So the factors of the last one, is it 1 and 2?
Yeah, exactly. What kind of 1 and 2?
I don't know, I just know.
You don't know. Okay, you need to know. It has to be a negative 2. Positive 1 and a negative 2. So that's going to be negative 2 cubed minus q. Or you could have put 1 cubed. But you have to put the 1. No, plus is because we need a negative 2. When we add this, we need a negative 1. Okay? Factors of negative 2 to add it to a negative 1. Negative 2, 1. Okay. Okay. Now, today's lesson is we're still factoring,
That's good.
but today's lesson is when our A is not 1. When we have a coefficient in front of our x squared term. Okay. First of all, whenever we have a coefficient in front of our x squared term, the first thing we're going to always do is we're going to always check to see if there is a GC there. That's number 1. Check. GC.
Yeah.
Okay. If not, then we're going to use what is called the AC method. So after you check for your did you see it? Step 2 is to find AC. AC meaning A times C. In this particular case, 6 times What's 6 times 20? 11.
120.
Good.
I knew some stuff.
I didn't say you did. Okay. Now, after you find AC, we want to find factors of AC whose sum is B. In this case, B is 23. So we need to find factors of 120 that add up to 23. So we know that 6 and 20 are factors of 120. They don't add up to 23 though, do they?
No.
No. What other, give me some more numbers that add up to 120, that multiply to 120.
40 times
40 times
3.
40 times 3. Okay, what else?
30 times 4.
30 times 4. Okay.
12 times 2, 60.
12 times 10, yeah. Let me show you something. Okay, let me show you something. Okay, 6 is 2 times 3, right? 20 is 4 times 5. So we're going to take these two and multiply them, and then take these two and multiply them. What's this? 4 times 2 is 8. And this is 15. If you multiply them together, do you get 120?
Yeah.
If you add it, what do you get?
23.
Okay. All right, so the factors that we're going to use are 8 and 15. So if we can't think of our factors right over, break down our original factors and manipulate them. Okay, so after we do this, we're going to rewrite the following number with a new factors. So these two factors, 8 and 15, what we're going to do is take these to split up the 23. So now we want to write, six x squared plus 8x plus 15x. That adds up to 23, correct? Correct? Okay. Plus 20. So now we have 4 terms. And then the last thing we're going to do is, remember, factor by grouping. I say it's factor by grouping, last step, factor by grouping, which is what we did in 11.1. That was part of our homework, factor by grouping. What we did wrong? We grouped. Right? Remember that? Anybody remember that? Group them by 2s.
Yep.
Find the GCF in this group, which is what?
2 times 4.
What number goes into both of these numbers evenly?
2.
2 what?
2x.
2x. So 2x times what gives you this? 3 what?
X.
Okay. 2x times what gives you this?
4.
All right, what's the common term over here?
5.
Okay, 5 times what gives you?
3x.
3x. 5 times what gives you 20?
4.
All right, so now we have a what?
3x plus 4.
Right, 3x plus 4 times what?
Times 2x plus 5.
2x plus 5.
What's that at the bottom?
This
5
last
plus
line?
5. Yeah.
Factor by grouping.
Oh.
Okay, factor by grouping. 3x squared minus 10x minus 8. Now, number 1. Check for the GCF. Is there one? Is there something that will divide into all 3 of these factors? All 3. Whatever you choose has to go into all 3.
No.
Other than 1.
No.
Oh, no.
Okay. All right. So now we'll step 2. Find a C. Okay, so we did 1. Check. There was none, right? Okay, step 2. We have to find A, C. What's A and what is C?
What is it?
A and C is 3x and 8.
A is, now, A is a number, C is a number.
Right.
So what is A?
3x.
No, X is not a number.
3.
3. And what is C?
Negative 8.
Negative 8. All right. So now, what does that equal? 3 times negative 8?
24.
Negative 20. All right, so we did that. Okay. So now we're on number 3. We have to what? Find factors of negative 24 whose sum is what?
Negative 10.
Negative 10. So
That's negative 6.
So we have to
and
find
negative
factors of negative 24 whose sum is negative 10. Anybody know?
4. Negative 12 and positive 2.
Negative 12 and positive 2. When you multiply, you get negative 24. When you add, you get the negative 10. All right, now what? Rewrite. Right? So, when we write this, this becomes what? 3x what? Uh-huh.
Minus 12.
Minus 12 what?
X.
Huh?
12x.
12x, uh-huh.
Plus 2.
Plus 2x
Minus 8.
minus 8. Now what? Last step. Factor by grouping. All right, now, so how do we factor by grouping? We find the GCF of the first group, which is
3.
3 what?
X.
3x. So 3x times what will give you this?
X. Minus 4.
Say it again.
Minus 4.
Minus what?
4.
Minus 4. You already got the x, right? So we don't need another one, do we?
No.
Okay. All right, what's the common term over here?
2.
So 2 times what will give you this?
X. Minus 4.
Okay, so now we have a common
Binomial.
binomial, which is
X minus 4. Times 3x plus 2.
3x plus what?
Plus 2.
2. Let's try this one without me. Following the 5 steps. Okay, following the 5 steps. Then I'm gonna show you another way to do the same type of problem, which you don't have to use all those steps. Woo, you can see right here, 2 ways. This is number 1, the AC method. Remember we said remember I said you could break this down. Right? And you can switch up. Or you could do all 3 of these times that. That gives you that, right? And then you do this. Switching these off, you end up with the same thing, but. And then we always know. And then you could also do this and then all 3 of those, which will give you 2 and 12. Right? Was it GCL?
No.
Okay. No. You gotta find AC. So A is what? 4.
Negative. Yeah, 4.
And C is,
-6,
and that equals what?
-22.
Okay. All right, 3. You gotta find the factors.
-3 + 8.
-3. They gotta add up to a -5 though.
It's positive 3, negative 8.
+3, -8. Because when you add it, you was on the right track, Jeffrey, very good. Just remember, whatever sign the middle number is, the larger number will take that sign, okay? The larger number will take the sign of the middle, and that's what you want it to be. All right, now, step 4, we have to rewrite. Okay? So let's rewrite it.
4x squared
4x squared.
-8x
Oh, you did the -8x, okay.
plus
Oh,
3x
okay, I
Plus
skipped that
3x.
step. Okay.
-6.
-6. So what's common in the first group? 4x. Times what we give you this?
X
X.
Times what we give you this?
-2.
Minus what?
2.
2. All right, what's common in the second group?
3.
Times what we give you 3x?
X.
Times what we give you 6? 3 times what is -6?
-2.
Okay, -2. Now we have the common what?
Binomial.
Binomial, which is
X minus 2.
times
4x plus 3.
yes.
Is it a rule to where like -8x has to come before the 3x?
What did we just say?
I don't know.
No, there's no.
You didn't. What did we just say?
She said because of the community property, they can go either way. Because you already know it's gonna be negative.
Or it doesn't matter. So you did yours with the -8 second. Okay. Well, let's look at it with the -8 second.
Still not the same.
Okay.
Right?
All right. You still got to factor by grouping. Since that -8 is, since that 8 is negative, you got to pull it inside the parentheses. Then put your plus sign between the two. So now the common term, the GCF in the first parentheses is what? X. So X times what will give you this?
2x.
Nope.
X.
4x.
4X.
Oh, yeah.
And next times what will give you this?
3.
Now when the leading term And the second paren is negative. You have to factor out a negative, whatever the common term is. Okay, so what's the common term here?
-2.
-2. I got -2. So -2 times what is?
4x.
-2 times what is -2?
Plus 3.
Okay, in this case, what's the common binomial?
4x plus 3.
That's my C.
That's the same thing. And that's the same thing because of what? Property? Commutative, yes, don't forget it. But there is another way to factor trinomials when A does not equal 1. And that is called the full method. And this is when you factor the first and last terms. Alright. Basically, you're just playing with the numbers. So that when you multiply, okay, 4 meaning your first term first. Outer, the 2 outer terms. Your inner terms. And then the 2 last terms. You factor it so that O and I add up to this. Okay. So, after we break this down, what times what is 2x squared? And what are the factors of 2?
1 and 2.
Okay, what are the factors of x squared?
2x times a 1 and
Okay, so 2x times x. Gotta give you this, right? Okay. Now, we got factors of 15. So we have to do 15 so that when we get the inners and the outer, we want -1. So the factors of -15 are what? Well, now 3 times -5, -3 times 5, what else? 1 times -15, -1 times 15. And that's it. So we have to place these in such a way so that when I multiply this and this, and add it, I get -1. So we know it has to be some numbers that are close together because we're trying to get a -1. So we already know D is not going to help us. Because if you put a 15 here and the 1 here, that's going to be 15 and 2. That's out, right? If I put the 1 here and the 15 here, 30 and 1, that's not going to help us. Now, the only thing left is 3 -5 or -3 5. And we're trying to get a -1.
This will be a -3.
And where's the -3 going to go?
And the one with the x.
The -3 is going to go here. And the +5 here. What's 5 times x? 5x. What's -x times what's 2x times -3?
-6.
So when you add that, what do you get?
-1.
And then what you want? You finish.
What?
I showed you the long one first. This is the microwave version right here. This is the microwave. Okay. Let's break down the 12. That 12 could be what? 2 and 6. It also could be what?
6 and 6, oh no.
4 and 3. Or
1 and 3.
1 and 12. So we got a whole bunch to consider. Yeah.
Sorry, so for the FOIL method, you solve for X.
No, we just solving, we're factoring.
All right.
Okay. What you try with the FOIL method, what you're doing is right here, this is what we're doing, factoring the first and the last term. That's what we're doing. And placing these numbers here, the last terms, so that when you do O plus I equals the middle term. The outer and the inners. Okay? O plus I has to equal the middle term, which is this term right here. So our O and I have to add up to what? What's the middle term in this problem? Negative 17. Okay, so now, which factors are we going to use for 12? 2 and 6, 4 and 3, 12 and 1, which one?
12 and 1.
You and your 12 and 1, okay. She said 12 and 1. So 12x and x. Okay, and we trying to, and the factors of 5, negative 5 is only 1. So only way we can go is minus 5 and 1,
have to be a negative.
or 5 and a negative 1.
Negative, 5 and negative 1.
Say it again.
5 and negative
Are you saying a plus 5 here,
1. Yes.
negative 1 here?
No, the opposite way.
This is
Oh, the other way.
be a negative 5.
A negative 5 and a plus 1. Okay. Negative 5 and a plus 1. So that's negative 5x and a positive 12x. Is that equal 17?
No, it's
No,
not
that's
going to be a negative 2.
No, 12, no, 12 not going to be negative.
Will the x have to be negative?
No. This is positive. So both of these got to be positive. Yeah.
No,
So
they
can
could
we
both be
switch-
negative.
Yeah. Then what's that going to do?
It's going to make the 12 positive.
Can we put the
A
5
negative
where
times
the
a
1
negative
is?
will
The
give you a
positive
positive.
5 where the 1 is?
Put that 17, so it'll be negative.
60 minus 1. Nope. That ain't it. So I say let's change the factors. 1 to 12. That's what I say. Let's try
6x.
okay, 6 and 2x. Alright.
I got negative 5x plus 1.
So you want to put the 5 here?
Yeah, negative 5x
Okay, minus 5 and plus 1.
plus 1.
Okay, so that's 6 minus 10. Nope.
You gotta get that.
Say it again.
You got negative 6.
Yeah, that is something.
Okay, so if you switch the sign, that's 10 minus 6. That ain't it. Okay, so say you put 5 here and 1 here. 10 minus 6, no. Negative 10 plus 6, no. So, 4 and 3 is the only thing left. Alright. So this is 4 minus 15.
4 plus 1.
Okay, so you want to put the 1 here. 1 and the 5.
Minus 1.
Minus 5 and the plus 1. Okay, this is 3. And this is minus 20. Right? There it is. That's it.
Yep.
Ta-da! You finished. That's what I call it trial and error. They call it full method, I call it trial and error. You playing with the factors. So when you multiply this and this, you get this. When you multiply these two, you get this. And your O's plus your I's equal the middle. Okay? Okay. This and this give you the 6x squared. And then 2 times 2 is 1. And 2 times 2. 2 times 1 is 2. This is 4x. This is 3x. That equals what? 7x. Very good. And then 3x. So when you add up, you get your 7x. So let me do the special factoring. Factoring the difference of two squares and trinomial squares. So, first I want you to tell me what I want you to do is be able to look at it and see if we have the difference between two squares. Difference meaning what? Meaning what? Difference meaning what?
I subtract.
Right. And then if it is a perfect square, we're going to factor it. I'll show you how to. So first thing we're going to do is let's recognize. Is this the difference between two squares? Is x squared, is that a square? Is that a perfect square?
I think it is a perfect square.
Yes, it is. Because it's even. It's an even number. Okay. What about that? Yes. Both of these are they separated by a different minus sign? So this is a yes. What about this one?
Yeah.
What about this one?
No.
Yes.
Oh, because what, 9
Is
times?
9 on our
3
list?
times 3.
9 times 9.
Is 9 on our list?
Yes.
Both of these are squares then, right? All right, what about the next one?
Yeah.
It is.
16's on the list.
Okay. What about a cubed?
No.
Why is
Because it's still 30.
it's odd? Hey! Not. What about this?
Yeah.
It
Oh,
is?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Because A is 1. And then
So
N
this is a
squared.
9, this is a 9.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was a 9.
Okay, what's the key word?
It's even.
Difference.
Oh, so it has to be a
Oh,
Oh!
9.
Not. There. So how do we factor? This is a yes. So this is going to be okay. What about this one? So this is a yes. What's this going to be?
X plus 4,
X.
X minus 4.
Okay. This is another yes. So what's that going to be?
X plus 3.
Okay, these two are nots. A minus, and this is equal to a squared plus b2ab plus b squared. And this is a squared minus 2ab plus. Okay, what I'm going to give you is something in this form, and I want you to be able to tell me if it is a trinomial square. If it is, then we're going to factor it. If not, then we're going to eliminate it. So we put a few up here so you can, first of all, recognize. Yeah, how can you tell? First of all, the first term and the last term must be squares. First and last terms must be perfect squares. All right. Then our middle term must be 2 times square root A and C. The middle term must be twice. So in other words, square root of this is x. Square root of 9 is 3. 3 times x is what? 3x. If you double that, you get what? 6. See? So this is a yes. Alright. What about this one? Is this a perfect square triangle?
Yeah.
Okay, why?
Because,
4 times 4 is
4
15.
times 4 is 15, and 4 times 2 is 8.
It's given 8. Alright. What about this one? So this is a yes.
You can say anything about
No.
No? Okay, why is it a no?
Negative 3 times 3 is negative 9, but negative 3 plus 3 is not 6.
Okay.
I mean,
One clue is because this is negative. Now, can't be negative. When you have a perfect square, the first and last term are going to be positive. Alright. Now, what about this last one? What's the square root of this?
50.
5. What's the square root of this?
3,
3. It's 5 times 3.
15.
If you double it,
That's
that's
a
what?
yes.
So this is a what? Yes. Now, how do you factor these? It's going to be something plus something or minus something squared. The whole thing is positive, it's going to be a plus. The middle term is negative, it's going to be a minus. So, the square of x squared is what?
X.
Square root of 9 is 3.
Three.
Is it? So is this going to be plus or minus?
Plus.
Plus.
Plus. Square root of x is?
X.
Square root of this is?
4.
Okay, this is a no. Square root of 25 is?
5.
That's going to be 5a.
Oh, that's an A.
3. And square root of 9 is?
3.
That's it. next thing you can do is, whenever you have something like this, you gotta recognize if this is a trinomial square. If it is, then just do it after. Square root of the first, square root of the second, square.
Why was,
So wait a minute.
why was that one a no? What made it a no?
What, this one?
Yeah, the minus one. Because the nine.
The first and the last term have to be positive.
Okay, first and
Okay.
last.
So y'all just turned in assignment number what?
8 and 9.
8. Okay. So let's see what we can do with these squares. Let's turn the page. We have a few minutes. Okay, our homework tonight is going to be, let's write that down before we get our. Okay. Number 10 and number 11. Number 10 is just the mid-chapter review of chapter 11. And number 11 is, okay, this is mid-chapter review 11, and this is 11.3 through 11.5. You might want to do assignment number 11 first. Then go back and do this. Because this includes 11.1 through 11.4. So you might want to do this one first, then do the second. Okay? Oh, 11.5, page 8. 58. Okay. And always remember, your terms need to be in order. Okay, so let's look at 9 through 13 on page 858. And what we want to do is, what I want you to do first is recognize. See if you're able, thanks. Let me know if you're able to recognize if these are trinomial squares or not. Okay, number 9. Is that a trinomial square?
Yes.
Okay, why?
Because
The 2 and then the x is squared.
both of them are positive.
Okay, both of them positive, that's the first thing. Okay.
The x is squared, so it's even.
Okay, and the 1 is a perfect square. Right? And then when you double it, you get the 2x in the middle, so that's a yes. Okay, so now how would you factor that in? X plus what? What's the square root of 1? X plus 1 quantity squared. You just take the square root of the first, square root of the last, and then square it. Okay. What about number 10?
No.
Do we need to rewrite that first?
Yes.
So how would you rewrite that? How would you put that in order?
X squared minus 2x plus 1.
Okay, x squared minus 2x plus 1. Okay, once you write it in order, Very good. Now, is that a trinomial square?
No.
Okay. Why'd you say no?
I say no because 1 and x to the second power doesn't equal negative 2x.
That's not what I asked.
I think it is.
You think it is?
Okay, go ahead.
Because the first number is a positive, the next one is a positive. And
The square root of a negative, the square root of a number can also be a negative. It could be negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 1. Isn't that also positive 1? And if you say negative 1 times x, what does that give you? What's negative 1 times x?
Negative 1.
It's a negative x, right? If you double that, what do you get? No. If you say negative x times 2, what do you get?
Negative 2x.
Negative 2. Isn't that the middle term?
Yep.
Ah, so it is. All right, so how do we factor that?
X plus 2.
The middle term is what? Negative. What's the square root of 1?
X minus
X minus what? What's the square root of 1?
1.
So the x minus 1 quantity. Number 11. Is that in order?
No.
No? Okay, so let's put it in order first. You said t squared plus what? T squared plus 4t plus 4. Did y'all get that? Now, is that the trinomial?
No.
You say yes.
yeah,
Somebody
No.
said no. Okay, both are positive. What else?
and 4 is a square.
Okay. All right. 4 is a square. T is a square. What else?
And 1.
Remember the square root of your A, square root of your C, double has to equal the middle term. So is that true? The square root of the T squared is T, right? Square root of 4 is, if you double 2 times T, you get what? 4T. Is that the middle term? Yeah. So how do we factor it?
T plus 2
T plus 2 what?
squared.
Squared. Very good. Okay. Number 12, yes or no? First of all, is it in order? Okay, it's in order. Now, yes or no? So, yes or no? Nobody? Yes. Oh, you say yes? Okay. All right, so if it is, tell me why.
Because,
Go ahead.
the square root of 25 could be, is 5, but because the middle number is negative, it will be a negative. Negative 5.
No, the 5 will be negative.
I said no.
Is that
Hmm?
I said no.
You say what?
No.
You say no.
I know the 75 is 35, double would be the 70.
Right, very good. Yes. So that means the 7 is going to be what?
Negative.
Negative. So when you factor that, it'd be, how would you write that?
5x
5x what?
minus
Minus
7.
Minus 7
squared.
quantity squared. Very good. Okay. Number 13. Is that in order?
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay, so let's put it in order. Yes, okay. Now, tell me why. 28 times 2 is 56. Right. Okay, so how would we factor that? What would that become? 4y?
Yeah, that's 4y plus 7.
What kind of 7? Look at it.
No, minus
Negative.
7.
Minus 7 what?
Squared.
Squared. Okay, very good. Okay. Okay, now let's turn to page 860. We're gonna look at 18 through 24. You're gonna tell me yes or no. And then, if it's a yes, we're gonna factor it. So let's go down the list. Let's just, okay, number 18, is that a yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 19, yes or no?
No,
Why?
It's not a,
it's not even surface scale.
not a perfect square.
Was not a perfect square.
No, it is.
24, okay. Number 20,
Yeah. Yeah,
you say yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
perfect square.
But it's supposed to be the difference.
Oh, it's a condition, so it's a no.
So number 20 is a what?
No.
Okay. Okay, what about 21? You said no, why you say no? Because of what? Very good, exactly, that's why, no. All right, 22, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes, why?
49.
And,
It's a negative.
okay, and the what? 16 is also a perfect square, very good, okay. 23,
Yeah.
okay, why?
1 is a perfect square. Also minus 6.
Okay, right, all right. 24, yes or no?
Yeah. Oh, no.
No.
Yeah, because that 49 is negative.
49 is negative, so we can write that as 25
Oh,
t
yeah.
squared minus 49?
I mean, yeah, you could.
You can, so that's a what, yes or no?
That's a yes.
That's a yes. Okay, so 18, 22, 23, 24 are yeses. Let's factor. We are on page 860. If you wanted to follow along, just in case.
It's X minus,
Okay, so number 18, what would that be?
X minus 5.
No.
Well, what is it?
How do we do the difference of two squares? So this will be what?
X plus
X
5
plus 5.
times X minus 5.
Right, okay. 22 will be what?
It'll be X squared.
It'll be what?
X squared.
It'll be what?
Oh, I'm sorry.
4x squared.
4x squared. What?
Minus 7
Minus 7.
times 4X squared plus 7.
Right. 23 would be what?
We
Going
W.
to the third part.
Minus what?
1.
And then what?
So yeah, 3w to the third power minus, I mean plus 1.
Plus 1. Yeah. 3w to the third minus 1, 3w to the third plus 1. Okay, how about the last one?
5t minus 7 times 5t plus 7.
Very good. Okay. Okay. Well, our homework for tonight, like I told you, is number 10 and number 11. So whichever one says 11.3 to 11.5, I think it's number 11. Do that assignment first, then do the mid-chapter review.